Hey everybody, Tonia here on TNT Thursdays. Good morning, wherever you are. My name is Tonia Reeves, Australia's Cowgirl Medium, and I'm here for TNT this morning. Tony, unfortunately, is absolutely flat out. Of course, we all know that he's got his own clinic, the Human Repair Shop in Sydney, and they're really snowed under. So poor Tony messaged me and said, look, I'm really going to battle to be able to get time today. And I said, you know what, it doesn't really matter because we'll just jump on and I'll just jump on and everyone can listen to me. And, maybe we'll do some connections today for a bit of fun. So it's December, we're coming up to Christmas and we all love a bit of guidance and, see where things are at for us. So I'm happy if you want to jump on and we will do that today because 2023 is nearly over. We are nearly heading into 2024, which is pretty exciting. And I know for many there's been a lot of shifts and changes. So let's see where that takes us. So I'm just popping the comments. If you want to throw a comment in, if you'd like some guidance, I am here for you this morning. I had a great day yesterday out in nature and connected. The butterflies here are incredible, and for many of you that are on this feed know that butterflies to me are really important. My mum, connection with my mum is the orange butterfly, which is Australian, the orange coloured butterfly, and so that's pretty amazing. Hey Carmela, how are you? Hi. Throw up any questions you might have, something going on around you. I don't normally do readings with TNT, but today I said, you know what, let's do it. It's Christmas time. Let's put up some, if you've got some questions, I've got some cards here. Let's have a bit of fun and let's enjoy our TNT hour that we normally do. Fact that we don't have Tony on today, we'll just if we do some readings, then that will make up for Tony not being here because we're a little bit sad. Cool. Carmela, thank you so much. Messages coming through for you. Is there an important date or anniversary or something this month for you? Because I just felt like I wanted to go to December. There's an important either anniversary or there's something around this month because somebody in spirit's coming through going, there's a celebration. So I'm not sure whether it's an anniversary or something. And I know December, we've got Christmas, it's somebody's birthday. It was like an important date that needed referencing for this month for you, Carmela, is what I wanted to share. And you've got a few loved ones in the spirit world up there. There's a lady coming through with much love to you, and she's doing this. So it's like, to me, that's, how they would be when they come through like that. It's like, that's the essence of who they are in spirit as well, and they like to come through with just that confirmation. So there's a lot of love there is what I want to say. So this lady, I know she's a grandmother, feel a little bit like she's grandmother, not overly tall, just popping in to send much love to you. And yeah, there's a lot of love, Carmela, so you can't think of any occasion. Have a think that'll be relevant to something. Usually they're pretty specific with dates and sometimes we're not. Hey, Kerry, how you going? If you've got any questions, I'm doing some answers in the feed today. Jack Murphy, please, my friend Ali's going through a marriage breakup. Will she be okay financially? Yes, I want to say, Jack Murphy, she will. But I do want to say to get the right help. So it is important that she gets the right solicitor and the right financial advice. So I do feel like don't just settle for the first person. I would advise her to get a couple of different opinions on moving forward because there's something around ticking off boxes. So to me, I feel like it's a second person she goes to see. So please just tell her she will be okay, but she does need the right help because unfortunately with a marriage breakup, there's some things that probably aren't fully brought to light yet. So we want somebody that's really up with it. And I do feel like it's a female. So just please advise her and say, go and get help from a lady. That's what Spirit is showing me. There's a lady that will be helping her and she will be okay. This is a big growth period for her and she will look back and go, it's the best thing, even though she won't be thinking that right now. And I've had that message for a lot of people going through split ups, breakups at the moment. Like there's a lot of And yeah, I'm not saying everyone, but there is a lot going through. It's like we're having the rug pulled out. So for those that maybe are in not a great situation, things have been rocky, or there's usually some kind of signs. It's kind of like spirit is saying, let's get rid of it, ready for 2024. And I really feel energetically 2024 is going to be a big one. And we've really had the struggle this year. Like, there's been a lot of people with health issues. And I just say, look, if the body can create something, it can uncreate it, but we need to unlock that. And and I'm not saying that for every single case, but for a lot of cases, we carry physical ailments that is our body's way of saying to us, I need you to pay attention to something. Something isn't going well right now. And it's often an emotional connection. You could be hanging on to trauma. You could be, needing to shift your mindset. You might be thinking a certain way, and the body's the one telling you, don't do that. Where's my book? So you'll hear me often share this one, The Secret Language of Your Body. Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life. If you're going through any kind of, illness or health issue, check these out because they're really, really, really great. This is one that everyone needs to have in their library, okay? Charmaine's asked, do you feel life will be easier next year? I do, as long as we've cleared out what no longer serves us, okay? So I feel this last 6 months, and I've been saying it, banging on about it actually for the last 6 months, and saying this is really the year of looking at things clearly and going, what serves me and what doesn't. This has been a year for letting go of friendships, connections, jobs. Who's put in Kerry lost a job again? Okay, Kerry, yet just not the right one yet. I do want to say, look at something totally different. It's time to make a change. And I feel like there's something around you've either been doing the same thing for a while and you're a bit over it. And you might be thinking, I'll stick to what I know. But I do feel for you, there's something out there that's a little bit different. I don't know whether you work inside, but I feel like there's something where you could work inside and outside, which is interesting. They're showing me you going in and then being outside as well. I don't know, but that's, again, just what's coming through. So, I needed to share that. But this year really is about mixing things up and, look at what's not working. And when you look at it and address it, we don't have to have the magical answers. We can just sit with it and say to spirit, hey, I know this isn't working for me right now. Give me a sign. Okay. And as you all know, and Tony always stirs me up, I'm big on signs. And spirit right now, I believe we are all able to really connect extra strong at this point in time. And when you look at December, it is a busy, crazy time. But if we take the time to just sit and just focusing on your breath, you don't have to be all totally meditated out, but just be quiet. Get in the car. When you go for a drive, turn the radio off. That's a great place, I find. I get the best ideas. Sometimes you do need to put your music on to keep you awake or to get inspired, or, I love podcasts. Find a podcast that you love on something that really excites you. For me, I love real life stories. It's all true with Shazzy and Grant. I listen to a lot. Warwick Schiller, I listen to a lot because I love the horse connection. So I love horses. So I will listen to his podcast because he mixes horses with spiritual bits and pieces, and it's really great. And another one I've gained from listening to his podcast is Buddha at the gas pump, and that's a really cool one. I've just started to listen to that. So podcasts are great because when we get inspiration or when we listen to something that is a yes, spirit will let you know. So if you're listening to somebody and you're feeling really inspired by that person, there'll be an essence that is within them that you have within you that is a sign of what you need to be doing. And, ideally we want to be doing what we love. And I say to people, it doesn't mean jumping off the cliff. Like a lot of people in the spiritual industry go, yes, I'm going to give everything up and I'm going to jump in full on with it and just hope that it lands. But, we have to navigate that, and we have to be sensible, and we have to work out what's, we all need money coming in to survive. And, ultimately, if we don't have enough money, we're under pressure and we're under stress, and we don't want stress in our lives. So to me, a big sign this year is take the stress off yourself. What would take the stress off you right now? Where is that stress coming from? Are you overthinking it? Are you getting into your head about what is stressing you out? Or are you feeding into what you can do to change it? Because as humans, we don't like to change. It's a hard one, and I understand it, but I think we all need to look at what needs changing right now. And I love that question, Charmaine. Thank you for asking. Do you feel life will be easier? Because when you look at it, if we've got guidance that something isn't working, and this could be, having arguments with somebody, this could be work, everything you try and do at work, there's a roadblock or a door shuts or something's happening at work, or your body, you might be feeling that, if it's not one health issue, it's another. These are all signs that you're not in alignment with this journey you have through this lifetime. So sit with that and explore it and say, okay, nothing is a coincidence. It's the same as the fact that you're listening to me today, right? Like that what I'm sharing with you, all of those that need to hear it are here on this feed. And don't think that is a coincidence. And even those that join us every week, there will have been weeks you haven't been on, but you're here this week to hear this message and take on board, and I say to people, take on board what resonates and let the rest go. But, you might be hearing this to share with somebody else. So definite changes have been happening this year and realizations. And that for me, healing, a part of healing. And for me, it's been a really big one to connect to feelings, because for years I was grown up without, your feelings weren't validated as a kid. And in most cases that was the case. And nothing against parents or anything. We all do the best we can. I'm sure I look at my children and think, oh my God, I messed up, here, there, and everywhere. Like we all do. But ultimately, we want to, look at our own wounds and what is holding us back. Because when we clear that, we actually clear it for the next generation. So when you think about it, our DNA, has landed from many, many generations, and it will land to many more under us in most cases. So if we can, do that healing within ourselves and start to lose what it is that we're hanging on to that maybe we don't need to be hanging on to, or if there is, parts of us that are incomplete even. And sometimes we just get that feeling that things are a bit incomplete. And we work on that, and that will help, not just for us, but for generations, and even people that you connect with that aren't blood. The healing we do heals everyone around us. So if you won't do it for yourself, do it for everybody else, is what I say, and yeah, it's interesting. Monica Spotter, hit a wall, value myself more than what's going on. I've decided to quit. You're right, I'm not in alignment, but today I'm a little sad. And look, Monica, I think that's totally relates to what I'm saying, is just be a little bit sad. I think there is a bit of a few people, Mel's put in here, yeah, in a bit of a flat spot, transition and a recharge. I know something's coming. Absolutely. So remember that, and I can't remember whether it was a podcast or a TikTok video the other week about right before the big shift and change is often the flattest time where we're almost pushed to give up. So if you're feeling like I'm almost ready to give up, I just feel like I'm out of steam, I don't know what's going on, I feel totally like I want to give up. It might be work, it might be just trying to do what you're doing every day. Generally, and when I heard this message, I was like, this is so great. Generally, that's right before the shift happens. So for those of us that hang in there and really persevere, that's where the gold is. And when you're feeling flattened down, it's so hard to do that, because we're not in that zone. But like Mel's put here, yeah, it's about, something's coming. Now, I always say to people, even when I do readings, we know that something's coming. Like even if I connect and say, hey, look, I see you doing this, this, and this, there's a part of you within that will connect with that and go, oh, that's right, I know that. And that's where this knowing comes up, and we all have it. So why not use it? And that's what I feel like. Like my role is a guide, but you guys all have the answers. You could honestly sit in, that inner space or inner directed space, and that is just committing to practice. It's not hard to commit to 5 or 10 minutes a day. Hey, Jen, and just be present and be mindful and be aware of what's going on around you. You might be, we tend to do things and do them mindlessly. So that might be driving the car. Like, yeah, we follow the rules and we're looking for other cars, but are we totally present? What are our hands doing? What are our eyes doing? How are we doing it? We had a great time on the weekend. We went up to Hay and we took our horses. We had the best weekend. I took a girlfriend's daughter with me, and we also had another friend who brought her motorhome up as well. And we ended up, there was a lovely lady there who was really, really clever with, she was going to do a lesson for a young girl, and she had her two horses at this place where we were staying, and she was working her horses in the arena. And she was an amazing horsewoman. You could see that clearly. The connection she had with her horses was incredible. And anyway, the girl that was having the lesson was running late, and she said to me, oh, she might not turn up. And I said, hey, we're here. We'll come and have a lesson for a bit of fun. Now, I've been riding for, since I was probably 16. But the reminder that I got from this gorgeous lady who just, had us going around riding our horses, and what it reminded me of was we were doing things like being present and focusing on little things and really fine tuning those little pointers that we tend to have learnt many years ago, but we forget. And that was my reminder. And I really felt that is for all of us as a collective, it's our reminder to go back to the little things, to go back to the focus on the small things that might not be majorly significant, but the little things that bring you joy. And it was really incredible to see the difference in my connection with my horse just from doing that. So it was like I was reminded to focus on what you have here and now. And that might be also focus on what you have today. Make today your focus, not next week, not, because we do tend to live in a world of what's happening next month, what's happening next year, what's happening, and we're not fully present. So that was my reminder. I jumped on my horse at home yesterday and I had a different horse. So, and that was just a spur of the moment. Hey, the lady was there. Let's do that. Let's have a bit of fun. Hey, Tonia, beautiful soul. I'm just connecting and sharing with the collective and throwing out some, I said earlier, I'll do some readings, but like just, generally connecting for each other in this feed, because young Tony's busy. The human repair shop's going nuts, of course, and it's that time of year. So the poor thing messaged me last night and said, I'm so snowed under. I said, don't worry, I will hold the camp up. I'll get the weights happening. No. Anita's got a good one. I'm having mother issues and not sure what to do. You're not the only one there. What I look at, Anita, with something like that, when it's family, and we all have family stuff, and what I tend to do is go, okay, what lesson do I need out of this situation? What am I being shown? Look at the bigger picture. So quite often the issues aren't actually the big part of the picture. Now, it might be, say as an example, that with mum, you're the main caregiver. You're doing and I feel like there's a spirit giving me this. You're the one doing most of the work around mum. And I don't know whether there's other siblings that maybe could that aren't, or they aren't able to. But quite often what happens is we give so much, and that's just naturally how we are. We can be really giving and loving, and we support our parents and our in-laws and all the rest of it. And sometimes that gets a little bit out of kilter. So what happens then is all that giving isn't such a bad thing until there's an issue. And then when there's an issue, it can be blown out because we think that things are, those little issues are blown up because there's that bit of resentment that we're hanging on to. And that bit of resentment is, I'm over it. I'm sick of being the only one here to do all this. So then there's that little issue, and that becomes, so it's like the straw that breaks the camel's back. So I always say, look at the big picture. Where is everyone at? Where am I at? Where am I at with mum? What is going on with mum? What are issues with mum? and delve a little bit deeper. Also, sometimes when there's an issue around somebody, it's not your issue, it's theirs, but they'll make it yours. Okay. And it's a human nature to go, I'm struggling here. Let's, and we hurt the ones that we love. We tend to, just think that, okay, we can solve it, everyone's problems. And quite often, sometimes with family members, it's not about you solving it, it's about just sitting there. And also another one that I heard recently as well is just asking, Mum, what's happening with you? Show us some compassion, because I feel then she'll open up a little bit more, and it also helps you to then be able to be not drawn into drama, because surrender is such a big thing. I've got a card deck here. This is pretty cool. And I don't know where the box is, because you know what? I take decks everywhere. I love card decks. I've got them all around. I've got mine. I've got other angel cards. And these ones are by the medical lady. And anyway, that's the power of surrender. So they're all different about surrendering. And I often utilize these in retreats, because we always need to surrender to something. And, sometimes we think we've got everything in place, and then it's often a bit of a sign to go, we need to surrender a little bit more. Hey, Rachel, how are you? We've missed you too, Rach. Hey, Geordie, how you going? Great to catch up. Also, girls, I've posted, I'm having next Monday night. I made it a Monday night thinking people might not be busy. They may be. For those that do readings and any sort of psychic work themselves, I'm doing a Zoom catch up next Monday, but it's on have a look on my page anyway. If it works, jump in and join us. It's just something that Spirit guided me to create. Oh dear. Shelbs, I'm going to get back to you in a minute. I'm just sticking to the mother issue. I'm having mother-in-law issues and find it difficult to allow myself. Tonia, great one here. I've focused on being the bigger person and letting stuff go, but to honour me and my needs, I deserve better than sharing space with them. Anyone else having these issues? Yeah, okay. I love this, Tonia, because I agree there's a lot. Sam's put in here, I love that. Healing for others is exactly what I need to hear at the moment. A layer of healing I've parked in relating to a past person who has reappeared. My kids and ultimately me will benefit if I can find inner peace with their choices in the past. This is it, isn't it? And this is where I feel, and Tony, and you probably, and even Rachel and Geordie, you're feeling that we're really getting a big kick to what we need to address before we head into next year, because I kind of feel like that's a bit of a reoccurring theme. Okay, yeah, so Anita's right. Yeah, you're right. Her words have hurt me and always been the one that she leans on, and now we are moving and she's making drama. Absolutely. So she's feeling abandoned. And, there'll be, Anita, just explore abandonment issues, and how to support someone through that. And maybe just acknowledging, saying, look, we are moving, but I'm still here for you. And you don't need to hurt me, because I'll still be here for you. Or you can hurt me, but I'll still be here for you. And I guarantee that will create a lot of emotion from her. It's often a really hard thing to do, and we're all a product of our past. And when we look at things coming up, they're just things for us to be able to work on, and try and just try and navigate it as best we can. Don't be hard on yourself either, like Anita. Yep. So Tony, and there's heaps that have and Geordie said the same. Yes, huge theme in the last couple of months. Finish things off ready for next year. Yeah. So, hey, David from Canada, g'day. We're doing a few readings. Feel free to pop a question up. We're having a bit of fun. It's December. It's Christmas. Leslie, yay, we finally got to connect. Leslie, happy Christmas to you and your family. Great just to see your face popping up, Leslie. Love to have you join us. Let me see. What other questions have we got there? Kerry, one more question if I can. My son is still separated. Will they get back together? He's really struggling. Oh, it's so hard, Kerry. It's like, oh, look, I don't think so. I don't know. Can you get him meeting other women? Can you invite some ladies around? He's a really lovely guy. It's just, and his heart's broken, which I understand, but we need him to meet. I just feel like there's somebody else out there for him, but he's obviously not getting out there yet. But can he join something? There's something about him joining something where a group of them get together and he creates a new friend group. Mel's got, I might have a new job next year at the army base. I'm wondering will I be safe in there? The army, mate, that's where you want to be. I actually, no, I should laugh. I'm laughing, Mel, because I had a hair salon at Puckapunyal, and everyone said the same thing. They're like, "Oh, what happens if the war breaks out?" And I said, "Have you seen the security there? Man, that will be the safest place to be. Like, as much as I know it's an army base and whatever, but what they've got there that protects it is absolutely incredible. So, no, I think you'll be fine, Mel, is what I feel. Rachel, yeah, Rachel heard a big no as well, Kerry. So that's what I feel. It's, that's a little bit hard. David, what's the biggest croc you've seen? Come on, this for all the Aussies on the feed. David, I've seen a bloody big one, but I couldn't tell you how long it was. Rachel can answer this. Come on, Rach. What's the biggest size croc you've ever seen? We get, Dave, we get heaps of kangaroos where I am, and there's, massive groups of them here. So we often get kangaroos. I'm just trying to think. Shelby's seen an owl. We've had owls around. What other Aussie things do we get, guys? Wombats. Wombats are massive. Wombats are really massive. You're all throwing, but let me have a look. I'm trying to keep up with. Hey, Rachel, Lynn, how you going? How's all those beautiful photos going of horses throughout the world? What a job that is. I love it. Love, love, love it. Let me see. So Anita, so needed to hear the reassurance. Yeah, go for it, Anita. You've got this. We're never given more than we can handle, as much as we feel that. Yeah, so Jen's put in here, so busy of late, no meditating. The other day I came across some affirmations, said them out loud by 3, always by 3, and felt my energy lift. Fantastic. I love you sharing that, Jen, because it's so, so good to, it's good feeling to find things that motivate us. Emma's put a good one here. Hey, Tonia, lovely to see you. Christmas is so hard when you've lost a loved one. Any tips on navigating this time of year? Emma, it is a really, really hard time of year. And I find that I get so many, I do connections for this time of year for that exact reason, because this is the time we miss our loved ones. It's like we sit at the table at Christmas Day, or we might have Christmas holidays we would have spent together. And to me, one of the biggest things I find is honoring their memory is a great way to still feel that connection with them and still have that reminder of them being around. It's okay to feel upset. I feel that's part of grief, so we need to allow that as well. And I feel like, recreating memories is a really wonderful way of, you'll feel sad about it, but you'll also remember the good times. And trust me when I say your spirit team want you to remember the good times. They want to join you in fun. So I would say, to help this time of year, and as heartfelt and heartbreaking that it is to focus on the fun parts of those memories and recreate them. It might be a fun game you used to play. It might be, they might have had their favorite drink that you can't stand, but you could say, hey, it's Christmas time, we're having a drink for them, right? Even if you just have a sip or a cup of tea, or if it's a tea in a teacup that was really special. They might have, I don't know, like had a different way of wearing clothes, or certain clothes that they wore. Go and get an item that they would have normally liked or would have admired that you wear, that might be something you'd never wear ever. But again, it brings that sense of fun on wearing that and what you start to do then is create those memories and stories, and they're what really amplify that connection to spirit and really start to lift that energy of that heartbreak, because it's it's normal. This time of year is one of the hardest times of year. It's also one of the hardest times of year for those suffering with mental health. So that is another one that's really hard. Is a lot of people struggle with loneliness at Christmas time, with feeling overwhelmed, and this is when the suicide rates increase, unfortunately. And again, if there's anyone that's feeling that, please, reach out for help. We need to really be reminded, and even the ones that we don't necessarily that we think are doing great. It's not just the person that seems a bit down that often struggles at this time of year. So please reach out to people, and let's try and make that a change for this time of year. Let me see. Kim's putting here, do you see a change for Andrew following with better teams and supercars? I love it, Kim. I love it. And Shelby's responded, you're dreaming. He's a super Ford man. Here we go, David. Geordie's got a good one here. Sweetheart in the Darwin Museum, which was 7 meters roughly. There you go. That's massive. So, thanks, David. Thanks for joining us. Love our international connections. So Anita's got a good one. Yeah, singing daily, every little cell, every little cell. I love it. Every little cell in my body is well. That's a cool song. I like it. Love it. David's put 21 foot. Yeah, we're a bit retarded in it's like our day temperatures. We're degrees and you guys are Fahrenheit. It's always trying to work that out. Or miles per hour compared to kilometers. I believe over there are miles per hour. Yes, we've got American old classic cars here and they're miles per hour, but they're pretty old as well, David, so I'm not sure about that. Dear. Shelby likes my mug. Look at this mug. Teenage daughter survivor. Who can relate to that? If I put it up straight. I found this one. I'm like, I have to have that. Tony Ann's put a good one. I find magic in looking for the signs. Those we lost are still with us. Looking keeps you busy and fills your heart with joy when you find them. I love that. Anyone else sharing things that they do this time of year to help with the loss of a loved one, and when you're feeling that sadness, please share, because as a collective, the more of us that share that what works for you, the more inspiration we can be for others. Thank you, Tony Ann. That's great. And Rachel's got another one here. It's okay to let go of your grief. It doesn't mean that you've let go of the person that's passed away. Your loved one who has passed over wants us to have happiness in our lives. Thank you, Rachel. I love that. I love that. Geordie needs his cup. I will look out next time, Geordie, and see if I can find you one. Kerry, love it. Thank you. Our loved ones pass always with us. Great advice to do something in their memory. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And they're the little, just little things that we do to bring back the memory of our loved one in the spirit world. And, that's important to do. And you often find that. I know before my mum passed, she was like, just don't forget me. And it's like, how can we forget you? But, there are certainly ways that you can celebrate them more than others, definitely. Mel's off to the chiropractor. Go and get in alignment, Mel. Sending healing to you. Much love. Okay, I'm going to go on to Jen's here. Had a 7-year-old looking sad yesterday. I asked them if they were okay, and they said, not really. I said, did you want to chat? And they said, yes. Turns out Nana had passed in September, and they feel there is a family curse as the grandmothers have both passed in September. I let them know it isn't a curse, that it is just a coincidence. Got to the bottom of their sadness. Oh, that was, Jen, how beautiful. It was Wednesday and always went for afternoon tea at Nana's. I said, you may not be able to see Nana like we are seeing each other, but Nana can still see you. That's beautiful. I love that. Jen said that of the mouths of babes, something special. And we don't think of things, when children go through grief and loss, and I know Shelby's shared a lot with me about the loss of her grandmother, who, was really, really close to, and Shelby was really young. And, you know, as a parent, you support the child going through what they go through, but you don't always get that understanding of what exactly that is. And Shelby shared a great story here. Taking notice of the signs. She shared this with me too, which I think is great to share with everyone else. Um, uh, After last TNT, when we spoke of inviting spirits to guide us, I put out a message to my grandmother and said, hey, I really need some support right now. I didn't think I would get any signs, and it wasn't until a couple of days later that I took my cat out for a walk, and I accidentally called him Cuddles, her other cat that had passed away. Then I laughed and said his name. Then a monarch butterfly, and I know the rest of this, landed on her as confirmation. And, you know, the butterfly was like, is a message from Shelby's grandma, who's my mother. A butterfly is always the conscious connection for us to call in mum, and, you know, we see the butterfly. So that, you know, and that's a great one. If you've got somebody in the spirit world and you haven't worked out what their sign is, ask them to show you. You know, ask them to give you a sign. That's what I did with my mum, and that was before I started readings. I was like, Mum, what's your sign gonna be? And it was like, yeah, had a butterflies come up. Was outside in nature. So yeah, so it was pretty cool. Geordie's popped in here, even going through the start of grief, watching someone going through the cancer thing and make sure their memories are being made, also getting them to celebrate while they're here. That's a great one, Geordie, because often we don't know what to do when somebody, you know, is facing that, you know, they know that passing is imminent. You know, how we all deal with that is an important one too, to help them on their journey. So, you know, that's really interesting. But I love it. Rachel's coming down to Melbourne in January. Yay! I hope we get to catch up, Rachel and Geordie. We should all create a catch up. That would be really, really cool. Rachel's coming down to see her grandmother, who'll be 92. Wow. And Shelby put, also, I think Cuddle sent this crazy cat that I have now. He's a climber and a cuddly boy. He just matches my energy. He does. Kettle, he's so cute. Yeah. He just was meant to be, and that's what happens. And this is another reminder too, for many of us that are you know, going through grief and loss, is that they will show us, you know, what they will guide us to help us along the way. And it is just what happens. And you know, our loved ones in spirit want us to know that they're around. They definitely do. And they want us to know that that the signs are there. And we, you know, we are a bit crazy sometimes. We don't tend to really take a lot of notice. So we need to do that. Monica's got here, my issues money flow at the moment. It's been a big year and I'm tired. A few letdowns the last few weeks, more about my values than anything else. I feel there is more, I hope, for abundance moving forward. Yeah, absolutely. Just set that intention. Just set that intention. Monica, like it, you know, money is just flow. So it is just about, but also honoring it as well. And I know you're pretty clever with it anyway, but just sit in the fact that you know that more is coming. More is coming, and just put that, and don't forget to put that to the spirit team. Hey, I need this. And just sit and wait. And be patient. Patience is a virtue. Whoever said that was pretty right. Rachel, I'm excited. Have you got to use a camper van yet? I still see some travel. I see some work on the road and some homeschooling for kids. That's what I see. Bit of freedom. There's so much work around Australia. I'm on a couple of pages where, you know, people even wanting people to farm sit, and you just take your own camper and set up and look after their animals. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Like, I think, you know, there's a lot there. But Rachel, I see there's some sense of freedom, not being tied down. I don't know, is anyone else feeling that of late? I felt that a bit this year. It's like not wanting to be tied down, not wanting to be locked into things, wanting to have a bit of freedom. Tony Ann's got a good one here too. My husband died for 28 minutes in July. God, is that July already, Tony? And I remember when you first told us about that. It doesn't seem that long ago. My mum's sign is love hearts. He now has a bald spot on the back of his head. By the way, he is well, miracle man. Well, that is incredible. What an incredible story. We laugh and say it was my mum slapping him upside the head saying, "Get back to my daughter." He's got a love heart bald spot. I love that. I love that, Tony. And that's a massive sign. Massive sign. And that would be your mum like, "Don't leave it." I love it. That is so, so cool. That is so, so cool. I love it. I love that. Another great story. Another great, great story. And Jen's putting here, thanks to Peter Williams, I've realized I don't get mentally tired working in high school as I'm using my energy at work, not my physical energy. Primary school, I used to come home and have a nap. I love that, Jen. Peter is the best. Anyone on the feed that hasn't checked him out yet, check out Peter Williams. Amazing medium. He's always insightful, and I love his energy. He's great. Real, a real amazing Australian medium is Peter. He's incredible. Yeah, Emma's put in here, absolutely. Yeah, feeling like we don't want to be tied down. Want to be free. I love I've always had, been on the farm and had animals, so I've never probably really been a big traveler up until the last, I don't know. We'd go to conferences and things like yearly holidays, but never been one to want to get away for a longer period. And yeah, it's just been like that desire to want to be free and not be held down, not be committed to, oh, I'm stuck somewhere because of this, and this, you know. And I feel like this year we've had that. Like, so it's about memories. And for those of us like Rachel and Geordie, we hear this all the time. Like, we connect to spirit and they share memories. So when they're sharing memories, these are fun times. So if we're living this life and we're not having fun times, what are we doing? What are we going to share when it's our turn to head back home? What do we share with others when we come through? We're going to share that we sat at home and worked in a job we hated for 20 years and stayed in that relationship that sucked because we're too scared to leave. That it just doesn't make sense when you look at the big picture. And this is what I feel right now is what isn't working. It's really a great time to reassess right now. So that's a big part of it. It's like we need to live life, and it's like Jen's put here, decided to go to Rome before Ireland in June, July next year. Say yes. Say yes and let the universe unravel it. Okay, this is what I'm doing now. It's like, next year I've got a few things up my sleeve, but I'm letting the universe roll it out. I'm not committing necessarily 100% to things because there's some things that haven't quite been worked out yet. And I know that intuitively, so I'm not worried about it. I should really have my events up for next year, but you know what? I'm not doing that yet because I know that there's more to come. And that's just trusting, and I think that's a really big thing is to really trust and surrender. That is the answer as humans, trust and surrender. The hardest things that we'll ever have to do for many. Rachel's probably here traveling. I go on holiday to Tassie. Yes, we will travel around in a camper van. Yeah, you will love Tassie, Rachel. Beautiful, beautiful spot. I was born in Tassie. Jen's down in Tassie, Rachel. There's a connection for you. So yeah, absolutely. Geordie, next year, asking universe to get you to, Arthur Finlay, you need to be there, Geordie. I can see you there, Geordie. You're getting there. Absolutely. Leslie put in here, I'm spectacularly free. Everything I own is in my car. I love it. Been house, pet, garden sitting for 18 months now, all over the place. Very grateful. Can see, walk, and have a reliable car. I love it, Leslie. That is so beautiful. Yeah, this is freedom. Oh, the best fishing. I tell you what, Rachel, Brady's Lake you have to look at. You park on the lake there, and it's towards the south. So just up from Hobart, look up Brady's Lake. You'll want to live there. You can buy a house on the lake for like 150,000. They're so cheap. It does snow there in winter, but we loved it there. We just parked the motorhome right on the water. It'd be great to have a little tinny or a blow up. You need, something you can like a little boat, Rach, if you can fit it there or on your roof rack. A little baby tinny would be awesome. Tassie is amazing. So there you go. Jen's just put freshwater need license. Reach out to Jen, Rachel, because I've got many relatives over there in Tassie. But yeah, Jen would be a great one to connect with. And maybe you could do some readings while you're over there, Rachel. Some amazing souls in Tassie. Let's get it out there. Working your way around Tasmania, why not? So, and Monica's put in there, why not, Monica? Why not travel? There's so many opportunities if you look around. What about a pilgrimage going overseas, doing some inner work and also volunteering at an ashram or something? Like it's unlimited if we just put our mind to it and say, hey, I'm open to looking at what is around and available for me to do. And, even if it's something that's a few months, Monica, away, that you could just go, you know what? I'm going to just, and I'm going to have enough money. Now, if Tony was on this feed, Orla's friend Hannah, now Hannah went away for, I think, 3 months. She did a pilgrimage, and I wish she was on here because I would love to share her story. Hannah is so great with money. She managed to keep the rent being paid on her apartment in Sydney, so we're not talking cheap rent, and fund 3 months of being away. And I was like, how on earth did you do that? She said, I just focused and saved my money and did it. And she's a true inspiration. And I'm like, people need to hear how you did this. So, Rachel's got no work. Yes, good on you. Totally understand. Maybe the work's for when you travel extensively after that. I loved it. I love that. Absolutely celebrate, Rach. That sounds awesome. This is like no readings. Sorry, Rach, I might have dobbed you in there. So anyway, Monica, maybe look at what's available. Where can you go and work, and also, utilize your sound healing, your skills. Also, be part of a collective where there's a bit of healing. Jen put in here, as I type, do some readings, got no holiday. I have to come back over to Tassie and do some readings, Jen. I really love connecting for people over there. Love Tassie. Show at Georgetown is always an absolute banger. I love it. And I'll have to put that in for next year because Tassie's just so cool. It really is. So, yeah, bit of a travel around time. But, yeah, I think the freedom is a really great thing. Leslie, tell us where you've been if you're still on the feed. Would love to hear. Now, Leslie she packed everything up, and she's now, everything she owns is in her car, and she's pet and house sitting for people. And I'm thinking like around Australia, Leslie. Yay. That would be so cool. That would be so cool. So, yeah, I'd love a workshop, Jen. Absolutely. Empowerment, spiritual empowerment. I love all that kind of thing. Like just being able to spread the word and really help people get connected on an even deeper level in a real down-to-earth kind of way like I do. We will get together, Jen. I will plan it. Definitely. I've got so many that I've, so many followers from my times in Tassie, and I love it. Really, really love it. And it's such a beautiful part of the world, Rachel. You're going to have the best time celebrating Trav's divorce too. Yeah, awesome. Absolutely awesome. There's nowhere you can go in Tassie that isn't awesome. So I would say, depending on how much time you have, really take your time. And I would be inclined to not book anywhere and just travel around. Like I went over there in January. The main tourist places are booked and busy, but you just find there's so many off the beaten track places to go to that you and Trav would probably be more into anyway. Just enjoy and go, you know what, let's work out where we're going to go and just follow the road around. 5 days in a camper van. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Geordie Strawn's another beautiful. There's so many beautiful parts. There's so many beautiful parts. Dense, but it's not between June, July, or October. I love it. Love it. Oh, Geordie, I can't spell. That's our game. You know, when you become a medium, you have to channel. I was always the best speller, and spelling was always something that I prided myself on, being able to do really well. And can't do a thing. Can't spell anymore because I'm too busy writing what they're telling me. And I think because we text now and the phone just makes it right for us. I've lost that ability to spell totally. Anita, are you in? You know, I need a call out for Brisbane. I'm coming to Brisbane for the MBS in February, and I'm going to do a workshop. But I need a space to do it in, and I need a platform to put it out there on. Let's do that. So yeah, it's for all of those in the Brisbane area, that all of my followers, I will do a live and put it out there. You know. And Rachel's put the same. And Geordie, yes, and been able to speak as well. Absolutely, Geordie. Oh my goodness. Rachel's the same. Yeah, that's it. Spelling's gone. You know, I can't spell a thing now. I write messages to people in my card deck and I'm like, I have to check because I really try not to spell it wrong. Oh dear. Oh dear. Monica, yeah, Townsville would be good. Sean, how you going, buddy? Your space and platform here. That exciting event coming soon. Thank you. Always love your insights, Sean. You're always amazing. I hope to get over to the US. I was asked to go to London again next year, and I'm like, no, I've done London. Next, I want to be in the US or Canada. That's on the list. Maybe not next year, the one after, but yeah, I'm really keen to head over there and connect with others, other like-minded souls. I'd even love a pilgrimage too. I think that would be a lot of fun, going to some of the spiritual places, or even not necessarily the really publicized spiritual places, but head over there, you know, and yeah, just explore. Jeanette's put in here an hour behind, so missed most of this. Don't worry, Jeanette. It's just me rambling on. Tony's been flat out at the clinic. Are you safe? Rachel's asking you. No signs of the cyclone Jasper yet. And yeah, Mon, are you safe as well? Sam's put, consider my application for helper in Brisbane submitted. Love it, Sam. Love it. I actually think you might have to fight Shelby on that one. If she's still on. I think she's working. No, she's not working today. Sean's putting sounds like fun. Yeah, I'm going to manifest it, Sean. I'm actually going to reach out. You know, it's really funny how you're getting inclined. I'm going to reach out to Lisa Williams, actually, because I've just felt that urge to reach out to her yesterday. I'm like, going to connect with Lisa again. Haven't spoken to her for a long time. So yeah, you know, you just got to follow that. Jen's put, let's organise a pilgrimage. Yes, Jen. Exactly. Somewhere different, not to the same old places. Geordie's hoping to get to Seattle next year. Well, you could do that after Arthur Finlay. Is Arthur Finlay more wintertime, isn't it? Monica's put, no, we are fine. Worst category 2. Oh, thank God. Yeah. Jeanette's put, beautiful here. Yeah, sure. We'll know over the weekend. All prepared. Good on you, Jeanette. You guys get cyclones. We get bushfires. So isn't it interesting? Totally different parts of Australia, and you know, similar kind of thing, isn't it? It's about being prepared. Go to her city. Yeah, I have thought of that, Sean. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, Rachel, we would definitely catch up. That would be awesome. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be at home. I will be home after Christmas again, because we've got, you know, we do have the thing of fires and that kind of thing. You don't want to be too far away at this time of year through the hot summer for us. Sam be Shelby's sidekick. Love it, Sam. Jen puts, and they get the tail end of the cyclones and the smoke from the fires. Wow, that's interesting, isn't it? You wouldn't think cyclones, like obviously the very end of it hits Tassie. Yay. So we're all putting it out there. This is great. Anyone on this feed, just put out there what you're doing next year. Put it on the feed, because then you're letting the universe know this is what I'm attracting. You can put $1 million if you want. Anyway, but yeah, like just sharing where you're at, what you're wanting to bring in, there's a lot of power in that. And yeah, sending, like Jen's put here, thinking of everyone up there, lifting cans for a while and always makes me feel unsettled. Yeah. Yeah, you've just got to be prepared. It's like anything, isn't it? There's always something that's a little bit challenging. Rachel's attracting the first division dads I know. Love it. Kerry's got more travel. Love it, Kerry. Put out there where you'd like to be. So add to that some locations, I think is really powerful. Finish my course. I love it. Jeanette has no idea. Jeanette, that's surrendering, so that's fine too. I think that's pretty cool. It might be just getting the word out there, getting your name out there a little bit. You could just pop that in as part of, and just allow spirit to let it work how it needs to. So, I think in a lot of cases, being open to what's coming there's a lot of power in that. We don't always have to know exactly what that is. So we can just work it out. So yeah, which is pretty cool. We've what else has been happening for like we haven't got that many weeks now till Christmas, which is pretty crazy, but it's still great to be able to start to get a head start on what's happening for next year, or holding space for that. Rachel, buying a house in Tassie, New Zealand, and landing Queensland to build our dream home. Why not? Monica, selling a house, relaxing, paying all my bills, stopping and breathing, yoga, teaching, meditation, who knows? Yeah, absolutely. It is, when you look at it, this lifetime is about personal development. That's all we take away as a soul. So when we go back home, we take the learning with us. So if we haven't learnt a lot, or we haven't created change or been open to unlocking what needs to be within us, then we go back the same. So that's a reminder, yeah, it's really, really interesting. I love this, Jeanette. I think my current time is helping family here on their path. 24, I'm sure, will be a good space for me. Hubby and daughter finally got to their thing. Absolutely. It's all about timing, and nothing needs to be rushed. I always say what is meant to be will always come to us. It's just sometimes if we get into flow, we can attract it a bit quicker. Come back and do it all over again, Jenny. We don't want to do that. We want to do the healing that is needed. I believe we're all here to heal. I really do. And we've all got different aspects of it, and we've all got different facets of it to do. So anyway, we are coming to the end of our stream. Next Monday night, I've got the free Zoom happening for anyone that is in our industry of, you might not necessarily be fully into readings and that kind of thing, but if you want a bit of clarity on next year, I was guided by spirit to hold space on a Zoom. It's a free connection. I'm not going to record it because I just feel whoever needs to be there will be there, and we will connect. And I've just got a couple of cool things that spirit have shared to share with others, and then we'll connect and share with each other. So if you're available, jump on board. Everyone's welcome, and the link will be in another post that I posted early today. So on the stream, if you can't access it, or if I've stuffed up the link, send me a message or send me your email and I'll send you a connection. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up. Hopefully Tony's not too busy next week, and I'll get to share the TNT with him, and we're sending him lots of energy for a successfully busy time, but not too busy, so he can join us again next week. So thank you all. Loved our chat, and really appreciate you all coming on and joining us today. And I will be back next week. So thank you all very much. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful week. Bye for now.